Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're about to talk about another dope movie trailer. This one is a crazy one because, I saw this movie when I was a kid and I loved it. And I mean, crazy loved it. And now we're about to watch it again. But it's a newer version, 2025 version, and it comes out soon. So let's get to the trailer. Like and subscribe and share the message, and we're going to get right to it.
I've been thinking about the show. For the next 30 days, everyone in the country is trying to murder me. That's crazy, right?
People on these games never come back.
We have no choice. We need money for a doctor now.
Welcome to the Running Man.
And so you can see already that this movie is reminiscent of the movie from back in the 80s, The Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it was a movie that played so many times. I can't even explain to you how many times this movie played as we were growing up. And they would play it on TV. They would obviously play it at the movies. They played this movie so much. I probably seen the Running Man, the original one, probably about 50 times to 75 times. It came on so much, and I liked it. And it played. They had like one black character in there, and then the other lady who he was running with, she was like Hispanic. So it was like their first time where Arnold Schwarzenegger was working with other characters that wasn't so necessarily white, And it was good. I loved it. It was a good movie. So I'm really intrigued about them making a remake because I have put so much time into the first one, even just as a kid. When we were kids, they would have movies that came on. They called it WGN. It was like Channel 9 for us. But it come on at 7 p.m. So that, most times sitcoms would come on other channels, or maybe some primetime TV show, but it would be a movie that came on Channel 9. It would play commercials, obviously, but it would be good to see it because you couldn't see these movies. You was a kid. You couldn't go to the theater. So when the original one came out in 1987, I'm like 12 years old. So I watched that movie nearly twice a year because it was just a good movie. It came on TV. Again, it came on regular TV. So obviously we got boring stuff coming on other channels and Running Man coming on. I'm gonna watch it because Running Man was good. Like it was intriguing. And now I look at all the technology that's out today in filmmaking, and I realize, oh shit, they didn't really use a lot of technology in that movie. It was like like the net of a hockey room or something or a hockey stick even. Just electrical shit, lights and explosions. But with the new age movies today, this one's going to be done completely different. Edgar Wright created this movie. He's a European director, and he normally worked with the white guy. I forgot his name right now. He's a comedian, and they do a lot of movies together. They've done a lot of movies, and the white boy who he worked with initially, he's in movies with Tom Cruise right now with the Mission Impossibles. But Edgar Wright is kind of low-key director, but he good. I mean, some of the stuff he's done as far as editing and filmmaking, people have used his skills and his tools and what he does in their films today. So Edgar Wright is dope. He would do stuff like, let's say a person had to get a key out the car. Okay, let's do a transitional scene, which he would make. He would make a scene like if a person had to go to one place to the next. Before he walked out the house, he grabbed his suitcase. He would do jump cuts. He'd grab his suitcase. He'd grab his key. His hand would touch the door. Next thing you know, he's sitting on the train. So all these would jump cut him, leading us to believe that he's moving forward to sitting on the train. Then obviously the same thing would be him getting off the train. And then now the train leaves behind him, and he's standing there in a new location, in a new movement. But now he just don't leave the train. He stands into the police station, which is where he's gonna go. Edgar Wright was raw with this. It's like he did jump cuts, but he made them actually make sense. So and in a great way. So let's get back to the trailer because I like this movie, and I hope y'all, if you've never seen it, this is gonna be a good one.
Will be hunted for 30 days. Anyone can kill you.
Hunt him down!
Survive, and you will walk away with $1 billion new dollars.
I always thought this was fake. Feels pretty real now. I need weapons, an ID, and a disguise. Holy shit, is that C4?
That's not for sale.
Don't you get it? This game is rigged.
and you see it's nothing but action, man. I mean, crazy. It's action packed, and it's way different from the storyline from the original one. So in the original one, it was a game show, and these guys were prisoners, and then they had to go to a game show, which was a threat on their life. Game show, like if you didn't make it, you died. But it made game shows sinister because at that time, game shows dominated the TV. It was Price is Right. What's the other one that's out still today? Where they pick on the screen. I forgot what they call it. So anyway, they had just so many. It's so many. The Gong Show. They had, it was just nothing but, and this was every day as we grew up. You know, you was to see not talk shows, but game shows, and this was all the time. So I forgot the one where the thing survey says, you know, you got that one. Then you got the guy who be like spinning letters and shit, and you know, pick the letter. These are names that I can't remember no more because I haven't watched TV in a lot of years. But I watched these shows entirely my whole life growing up. Even the Whammy. The Whammy, you guys are young as hell. You be like, Whammy, what the fuck you doing? These are shows that was on TV every day. It was almost like that what's the $1 Million Game, where they would be like, answer a question and pick a winner or call somebody. That was way later, but they would have 700 shows that would come on like that all through our life growing up. And so, you know, nowadays it's not like that. But so that was how the original one. I don't think it's a game show so much on this one. It's almost like they connected this. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they connected this storyline with the Warriors. The Warriors was a movie that came out in the 1970s, like 1979, and the idea was that the guys had to move from one location to back home, and in that interim, they would be accosted and chased and tried to get killed. It looked like in this movie, they telling them that they got 24 hours. Just anybody in the city could kill you. So it's almost like a purge / Warriors / Running Man. So it's like a kind of like an ensemble storyline.
Everything okay, Mr. Springer?
Yeah.
You know why they cheer for you down there? If you could survive against those goons, so can I.
I'm just trying to give back to my family.
And I like that was funny too, that he had a black family. It's like, you know, sometimes when they put black people in movies, they be joking with the people. So if he got a black family, it almost seemed like he's not going to make it to the end. He's going to end up crashing and losing. Somebody else going to make it to the end because he got a black family. The idea is that if he married to a black woman, they're not going to continue. They're not going to make it or succeed. You know, and it's like that in a lot of movies. Like, you know, I was just watching a movie a minute ago, and the guy was saying that he had to get in a car to fool the cop. And when he jumped in the car to fool the cop, the cop was a black guy. You know what I'm saying? So it was like he didn't know nothing. But a normal cop would have been a white man. He'd been like, hey, I in your face. Let me check your ID. But this just happens in movies. But, you know, sometimes we'll see if that is how this one plays out. Normally, that's how it works in Hollywood produced movies. Edgar Wright is from Europe, so maybe he didn't do that, particularly in this type of scene. I haven't seen him do these kind of action movies like this. He probably have, but I haven't seen any that it's just caught my attention to make me want to see it. Yeah, but I think it's good. I think it's good because there's a lot of action. They got drones in this damn movie. They got explosions. They got trucks jumping and shit. So it got a lot of elements from the original, but then it has its own kind of play that it's working with. So you let me know if you guys going to see the new Running Man coming out soon, November 14th to be exact. And I can't wait for it to drop. I can't wait to check it out. You let me know in the comment section what you're going to do. Like and subscribe to this video. I appreciate y'all watching and checking us out. And we'll be back with a new trailer, new reaction soon, okay? Peace.